Yeah, actually, I went to treatment. We had a break in the Born USA tour in January, and I remember my wife now, Kathleen, telling me to what so attracted me to Kathleen was the fact that she was one woman that I had met who said, "Get your stuff together and give me a call." And I was like, "Do you know who you're talking to?" Yeah, I wasn't used to women like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was used to people that would poor Danny me to death. And he was somebody who saw something deep down and who was willing to take a shot at it. And it really caught my ear, and I said, all right, call up Betty Ford or something. You know, I'll go. And she said, I can't do that. You have to call. So I was like, I get around to it, I get around. See, there's always somebody in the woodwork who gives you a kick in the side. As much as people want to say, I've straightened my act, that I went to treatment, I've done this for myself, there's always somebody who is there to help you out, who's somebody who got you in the door, you know. So we had a break on our tour in January, in the Born USA tour, and I went for 28 days to Betty Ford. And I had tried this once before, and it didn't stick. I had gone to another facility, and they didn't, they taught me how not to drink. Now, see, drinking and drugging is all the same thing. It's all mood-altering chemicals, no matter what they are. This place told me I couldn't drink. So I left, and a friend of mine says, you want to go get high? And this sounds so funny telling you this story. I said, yeah, what the heck? I'm not drinking. So that's the problem. It's all the same thing. It's just, as I say, my drug of choice is alcohol. That's what I would always fall back to. But there isn't much I haven't tried.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I guess you figured that as long as you weren't doing a big no-no, that you could do just about any other substance you felt like doing. And
well, you know, after a while, too, when you become proficient at your job, it doesn't really matter. I could do it with one hand tied behind my back and a big cup of Jack Daniels on stage. And the greatest thing about it was I never remembered my mistakes. So
so it seemed like you're having a lot of fun.
it's really something, you know. I thought that was real good, not to even worry about your performance. But now when I play, I'm accountable for every note I play. And it's much more rewarding than having no idea what you just did a half hour ago.
Hmm.
I think a lot of artists are afraid of that, you know, losing, they think they're creative, more creative under a substance of some sort. Or
Well, I've heard that, and I want to speak to that. I just want to remind the folks at home we're live here tonight, Thursday, and if you have a question for myself or Dan Federici, please give us a call at 681-3331, 681-3331. We'll be glad to entertain just about any kind of call. Please keep it somewhat to the substance abuse area. I think it's interesting, and hopefully you folks are enjoying it too. I also dabbled over the years, as you well know, in music, and one of the things that made it hard for me was what I do. I'm a cop, you know, and you know, at
music can still be what you are on the other side.
A part of it had to do with that mutual respect, and I think sometimes it's overblown. The music people are in the spotlight, so anybody who falls down, gets arrested for drunk driving or something, any of that stuff seems to make news. Anybody who's in the public eye. I don't know that there's any more involvement than maybe the general population. Maybe a little bit more, but not astronomically more. It's not like every musician you meet is a drug addict, and we know. We know that. So we would a lot of times I had friends who I'd sit in with different bands, and if they knew of somebody who was involved in any stuff, so they'd tell them, listen, Kevin's coming over, he's sitting with the band,
Yeah.
you know he's a cop,
Yeah.
you know he's not going to look the other way if you're doing something, so don't be stupid. And I can only remember maybe twice that I had a problem with that.
Yeah.
But most of the time it was good, because I do love music, and you music people are good people.
Mhm.
And I want to make sure we get that message across, because there are certainly a lot of people who are involved in music, such as yourself, who now or before or whenever know that substance abuse can be a problem for people. It's a terrible trap for some people, and because of that, I think that's why you're here. That's why we decided to do this show. As much of a departure it is from, like I said, the normal show we do, it helps both of us, you know.
Yeah, I think it's good that people know. It's like I see so many people that are drug or alcohol people, and they are member of the same programs that I am, and go to the same meetings I go to, and they want to keep their. They don't want anybody to know about it, except when they were falling down drunk. Everybody knew about it, and I can't understand. Sometimes I get in trouble because I said, "Do you know Joe? He's sober." And then it comes back to me and says, "You told everybody I was sober." Don't you think that's better than telling everybody that this guy was sleeping in the street the night before? I shouted from the rooftops. I think it's a wonderful thing, and you don't realize what you're missing until you do it, and it gets better all the time. If there's anybody out there, and you know, you see these TV ads on that late at night where they show like the egg frying in the thing, or they do some of these drug and alcohol spots to try and get your attention. And if you see those things and you find yourself looking around, if anybody's like catching you watching TV, or then you know this is something they ought to get help for, because I knew it a long, long time ago, and I would always like feel uneasy when I saw those commercials, and like I just made sure nobody knew that I knew.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an early warning sign. If you're bothered by that, you could maybe get a head start on it.
Let me just pause a second, and I think we have Brian.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I got a question for Danny.
Hello.
Hi, Danny. Let me turn you down a little bit. I'm recovering myself, about 4.5 years, and congratulations, by the way.
Oh, it's to you too. Terrific.
Thank you. And I want to say everything you said is very true, basically, about drinking and drugging. They're basically the same thing. A lot of people fall into that misconception that if they're not doing the drug of choice, then they're okay, but that's wrong. My quick question for you is, I've caught you guys, I've been following your band since the mid-'70s. I've seen you guys